guys, it's me, Rena from Snailworks Crochet, and today's video I'm going to see how much I can knit in 24 hours. I have made this video before, but for crochet, but this time I want to see how much I can knit in 24 hours with knitting. So it's going to operate similarly to my 24-hour crochet video where I have a timer for 24 hours and every time I knit, I will track that, right? And then I'll keep knitting until those 24 hours are up. And that might actually take a lot longer with knitting than it does crochet because I don't knit nearly as much as I crochet. But I wanted to see what I could do, and I thought it'd be interesting. So let me set my timer for a good old 24 hours. Ready? Start. And then I will be working on this hat pattern that I found in a book. So yeah, I'll be working on this hat and knitting. So let's go. Let's do it.
Purple. All right, so I will do this purple and then I will do the yellow and then I will be back and I am going to think about how I want to do the sleeves because I'm still not sure.
So I finished 3 rows of this hat ribbing in like 20-ish minutes. So I mean, I'm definitely a lot slower at knitting than I am crochet. Granted, I was also watching a video, but let's be real here, it's gonna be like that. I'm very slow. Maybe the goal of this video is that I finish this hat I'm working on? Who knows? Just to kind of walk you through what I'm working on, this is supposed to be a colorwork hat from the book The Art of Knitting Hats by Flynn Knit. I am filming a video about that book because I picked it up at Joann's, but basically I want to try some of the colorwork pieces in there, and yeah, that's it. Okay, I'm about 1.5 hours in. I have finished the brim for my knitting project, and I'm going to start the colorwork portion of it now. Okay, so it's been about 3 hours, and this is what I have to show for it. I have started the colorwork on this knit piece, and obviously it's taken me a while since I barely know how to do colorwork, but here it is. I am about 2/3 of the way done with this colorwork. It's looking okay. The sides of the magic loop are looking a little rough, but that's okay because otherwise it looks fine. But I am about, I can't think, 5.5 hours in, maybe 5 hours and 15 minutes in, but yeah, that's how much I got done on this hat, and I am kind of tired because I've been knitting a bunch today and I'm a little done right now. Update on knitting time, I am about 6.5 hours in and I finished the colorwork piece on this hat. I just need to finish it up now, and hopefully that will take me not nearly as long because, oh man, the colorwork portion of this basically took me 6 hours to do. So fun times. Update, I am almost 8 hours into knitting and I finished the first colorwork hat, and I actually just started another colorwork hat. So I think within these 24 hours, I will be making 2 colorwork hats, maybe, possibly, hopefully. Yeah, that's it. Update to everybody. I am about 8 hours in to this knitting challenge, and I have finished the ribbing on this new hat. So I'm going to start the colorwork now, and we'll see how long it takes me to actually get to actually do the colorwork this time. I have a feeling it will take a little bit longer just because there's just more stitches for me to do, but We'll see. I'm a bad YouTuber and never actually showed you the finished hat that I made. So here it is. This is the kid's hat. It theoretically could fit me, but this is not the intended look. Update on my time. I'm about 12-ish hours in, and I have this much knitted of the hat I was working on. I finished the color work and now I just have to knit the rest of the hat. So I feel like I'm in a good spot and I'm very proud of myself for having done this much, and it just looks so good. I'm very happy with this hat, okay? This is what I like.
I was just saying how it's so rainy here today, so I was gonna go on a walk, but I can't. Hi, Rochelle. Oh my gosh, hello everyone. How's everyone doing?
Hey guys, update. I ended up finishing the colorwork hat. It is honestly my favorite knitted hat that I've done so far, and it's great. I'm very proud of this. I'm very happy, and now I'm just gonna put that away. But you know, that didn't use up nearly as much time as I anticipated it would. So I have like 10 hours left on my clock. So I started knitting a sock. We'll see how long this sock takes to knit, but I'll show you my time now. This is how much time I have. I've kind of slowed down the knitting after I finished that hat because I was making a video about a book about knitting hats and I finished that video. So to continue the rest of this challenge, I wanted to knit socks, which will be for another video, which will come out either before this video or after this video. We don't know yet because I don't know yet. I just know that I will probably spend the rest of the 24 hours making a sock because that's kind of all I had in mind for what I wanted to knit. Update to everybody for the video. I have about 7 hours left of me working on knitting at like the 8 hour, and by 8 hour I mean like 8 hour left point. I somehow cleared my timer again, as you know, is basically custom in these 24-hour challenges now. But regardless, I have this much of my sock left. I finished the cuff and I started on the body of my sock, and it's looking pretty great right now. I'm very excited. It's kind of coming along pretty nicely. Another thing that I attempted to do but completely gave up on was I tried to knit a soap sack in the round, and I don't know what it was. Maybe it's the yarn I used, maybe it's the pattern I used. It was not working. It was not a vibe, so I gave up on that. I casted it on. I tried maybe like 1 or 2 rows and then just completely gave up. So that's not happening. But yeah, that's it. That's my update. According to this, I have about 5 hours and 30 minutes left on my timer, and I am about this far into the sock. I have quite a few of the body rows done of this sock, so you know, good progress, whatever. I've been working on it pretty consistently because I'm at the point of knitting the sock where it's pretty chill. I don't have to do anything difficult yet. We'll see if I ever get to splitting for the heel within these 24 hours. But let me tell you something. After my fail of trying to knit a soap sack, I realized the reason I was failing is because the, you know, new set of circular knitting needles that I bought were 16-inch circular needles, not 9-inch circular needles, and the pattern called for 9-inch circular needles. And could I do magic loop? Yes. I don't want to do that because I hate doing magic loop. So now realizing that, I decided to look on Amazon for 9-inch circular knitting needles. The pattern specifies 5mm circular knitting needles. You know what I buy? These are US 5 circular knitting needles. And I'm sure you knitters are starting to get a hint of my mistake. US 5 knitting needles and 5mm knitting needles are not the same. What I should have been looking for was a 5mm knitting needle, which is US 8. Look, don't get me wrong, like, I understand crochet hook terminology is also impossible too, but at least with crochet hooks, which I am a crocheter, the categorizations are like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever, right? Like, so I think a 4mm crochet hook is like a size D or something like that. I don't know. At least I'm not like confusing myself buying like crochet hooks, right? But with knitting needles, 5mm knitting needles is actually US size 8 and not like a US size 5. Do you see where I'm confused? Do you see where I'm struggling? So yeah, that's my rant. I ended up buying another set. I'm gonna try doing the soap sack again because I really want to make a soap sack in knitting. That's my update and my rant. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, so I have about this much time left, right? And I am at the point where I don't feel like working on my sock anymore. And, you know, the progress I have on my sock is about 50-ish rows right now. So I'm almost done with the leg of this sock. But right now, I want to focus on making that soap sack. I finally obtained the proper knitting needles, and I have my Lily Sugar and Cream yarn right here, and I'm gonna try working on the soap sack now. And if it fails again, then that's on me. Okay, I couldn't figure it out, mainly because these needles are very difficult to work with. They're too round for my liking. They don't seem sharp enough to what I'm used to. It's a little small, and I can't purl or knit two together. This is just awful. I'm just going to quit this and give up. I have about 3 hours and 30 minutes left on my knitting timer for the 24-hour challenge, and I am at the point of my sock where I am ready to split off for the heel. So I'm gonna do that now.
For just the back half of the stitches. So for the first row of our heel flap, we are slipping one and then knitting one. And we are just repeating this all the way across.
Hey guys, I want to share my progress on my time as I have less than an hour left on this knitting challenge, and I am on the heel shaping, and I'm on the heel shaping part of this knitted sock, so I'm pretty satisfied with that. Okay, update on the timing. I have 41 minutes left on the clock for the 24-hour challenge. And I'm at the point where I can start, knitting stitches to the gusset or whatever it's called. So I'm at this point, I need to start doing parts to the gusset, essentially. And we are done with the 24-hour knitting challenge. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this round and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so our roundup for the 24 hours of knitting challenge, we have made 2 colorwork hats. This one I technically started before the 24-hour challenge, but then finished during the challenge. And then we started and completed this hat. I also technically started this sock before the challenge because I started a long time ago, but we also got through half of a sock as well. So that's quite a bit of knitting in my opinion. Also keep in mind, I'm a slow knitter. I'm not whipping things out really quickly, but I think for 24 hours as a newbie knitter, this is a pretty good roundup of things that I've made. I kind of find it funny how the things I chose to make are like kind of complex things, since I had never really done color work before and I had never knitted a sock before. This is technically my first time knitting a sock. You'll see that video when it comes out. But I think overall this was a pretty good roundup. Were you expecting more things? Were you expecting less things? Or was this around the amount you expected me to knit. Let me know down in the comments. Other than that, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!